Hello, Rebirth Legend here. I'm gonna be looking at a Slark game. Let's see. So in general, user thinks that you can't win at lower MMRs even when he has good performances, and I just want to show him where even in his good performances, where the differences would be in a more consistent or better player, and hopefully give you an idea of where you can improve so that these games where you do well become games that you can consistently win. So just as a general thing, if you're more than I think the game said you were about 1,000 or more. I don't. I could have been wrong. It was like a Dota buff or an open Dota estimate. But anytime you're playing in a game where you're roughly 1,000 or more better than the average of the game, you should actually find it pretty easy to manipulate and abuse where the other players are failing. So let's start with this. You opened brown boots. That's dumb. You're going to be probably landing against... Well, this is super low MR. It's probably a dual land. We'll just even say Necro Bloodseek. Actually, it's probably Jungle Bloodseek, you're right. We'll find out. But basically, let's stop and talk about why this is dumb. So boots are great, and there are situations where you might want to rush them, if you're laying against a Razor so you can break his static link, or something to that effect. But that is such a niche situation that is barely even worth considering. Even if I see a Razor in my game and I think I might land against him, I'm probably still going to open up with normal items. So, hypothetically, if you're midding against a Razor, you get courier priority, so if you want to open boots, you'll be able to ferry yourself out, regen and stuff after that. In the safe lane, you do not have that luxury. You do not get courier priority. Maybe, if you want it, you could send yourself a really quick ring of protection. If you're a ranged hero who wants to build a Bassi, that is sometimes possible. If you get your gold quick enough and the mid's not going to need the courier. But just having this brown boots open is going to open you up to a lot of harass. There's actually no one coming to your lane right now. Is that what's happening here? Yeah, so generally you want some tangos or maybe even a salve in order to give yourself some regen. A stout shield. What the fuck is that? That's amazing. Why are you sitting there though? This is so stupid. Does he have a shield? No, he's got boots too. Anyway, we're going to talk about this regen thing more as well. So, she leveled. She did the same thing. She had boots and a tango. When you get to level 2, when you get your pounce, if you walked up, you pounce and you start auto-attacking her, and you have a poor man shield, she's going to get destroyed. You're going to take half her HP, and she's probably not even going to take, 10% of yours. Just because of how effective a poor man shield is at mitigating damage. That means she's losing over half her damage. She hits for 45. A poor man shield will block 20 damage every fucking time that she attacks, so that's almost a 50% block. Plus, poor man shield gives you 1 physical armor. Just about 1 armor, which mitigates another 6% of damage. So you are blocking over half her HP. Boots don't really matter for early game trading, except it lets you disengage quicker or kite and harass more. What I mean is that you attack, move more, attack again, move more, attack again. That's the benefit it provides you. Starting with boots and not regen is just so unnecessary. You'll get boots, you can buy them from the side shop. Your regen needs to come from base. You're a Slark, you're not going to rush a ring of health or anything. This is absolutely horrible to start with this. It's just so greedy, it doesn't do anything. I'd even be happy if I saw you start with a Quelling Blade and tangos. And I think that's stupid. If you're a melee hero, you should pretty much every single game start with a stout shield. Or have the intention of buying a poor man's shield at the side shop. You'll see a lot of people start with 2 slippers of agility and 8 tangos, and they'll walk over here at the as soon as they get their bounty rune, and then they walk over here, they'll finish their poor man's shield. Also, when this lane starts up, you just sit in the tree line instead of creeping, letting this Undying Tombstone drop on the first creep wave, which I don't understand at all. Like we can give that this guy's fucking stupid for doing that, because that's incredibly dumb. But like, why weren't you there to take the last hits? Like, your base damage is enormous. You have 64 base damage. You could have even had a Quelling Blade, which puts you at basically 88 damage, and then you could just take every creep. Like, it doesn't matter if your supports or whoever the fuck's in the game is there stealing creeps. It matters that you get the tools you need in order to overcome them. That's all there is to it. But like, there's so much wrong just with that opening, and like I don't even know what rationale you could use for that. Like, well, I want to buy boots. I might as well use my 500 or my 625 starting gold to go towards your main items you're gonna buy anyway. But like lane regen is really important. It literally can determine how your entire laning phase goes based on how much regen you have. Because like Slark, the way you want to play is like you farm your lane, you get some maybe harassing. Actually, kind of a weak laner, which I don't think a lot of people respect. Because your Dark Pack, the thing you'll use to get kills, it hurts you too. But like, you want to get your levels, and maybe about level 5 or 7 you start jungling, utilizing your Dark Pact, which you should max first in every single game, so you end up 4-1-1. It's fine to open S and Shift first. Your next point should be in Pounce, and every point after that should be in Dark Pact. Is how you want to do that. You could open with Pounce or S and Shift. Either one is pretty normal. Like, in this, clearly S and Shift is better because you're able to chip at her. Because she's a melee hero. If you're against like a dual lane that can run you down, then Pounce would be better. That's odd. But yeah, like this sniper's gonna come here. Let's go back to like talking about this poor man shield too. Like, look at sniper, hits for 30. Ignore the portrait, it just bugs out replay mode. But this is the sniper, hits for 39 damage. Your poor man shield blocks over half the damage this guy can do, and he's gonna sit there right in the creep wave, and he can poke you if he wants. Like, these guys might be very bad, and they might not actually do that. Good, everyone in this fucking game buys boots first. What is this shit? 1 boots opening, 2 boots openings. 1 lace, I'll allow that. Use the support. Boots, boots, boots. No boots. It's like a 50% boots open buy rate here. That's fucking amazing. But yeah, that's horrible. So I don't think we're gonna see, like, you're standing all the way back here, missing the small amount of experience you could get over here. Like, do you know how much experience you just missed here? Let's count it. You're out of range now. You could have tried denying those too. You could have gotten some experience there. Okay, you actually don't miss anything. But like, and you see that, like, she had a creep under tower. Like, let's look at this though. Like, she has an okay amount of HP here. Because she's tanking these creeps right now. She just lost like 300 HP there. You see that? She went from, you harassed her, so she was at maybe like 480 or something. So she lost 240 HP just by getting attacked by like 4 creeps under tower for like 6 seconds. If you have a stout shield, it heavily mitigates that damage. Like, stout or poor man, I'm going to use those terms interchangeably. You can figure out the difference for yourself, or I kind of explained it earlier. Poor man shield is much, much more effective if you're getting harassed by heroes. And it's even good against creeping in the woods and shit. Yeah, so I honestly, I don't think we're going to see anything exemplary out of this laning phase. I'm going to kind of just go right past it. And we'll make some commentaries as we see it. I don't know why we're running back. We start jungling at camp. Like, you don't really... You're level 1 and you're trying to jungle at camp. Now you buy an ooh. Oh, I gotta lower the volume on this, I'm sorry. Settings. It's gonna screw with your ability to hear me, particularly when it's... We're going this quickly. You just do a lane switch for no apparent reason. Come down here, and like, you're not doing anything to win this lane right now. Like, Wind Ranger hit, or sorry, it's an Enchantress, not a Wind Ranger. Derp. She hits kind of hard, and she's got phase boots. So you come to this lane where this girl has phase boots. Is this bugged? What the fuck am I seeing? Oh yeah, that was bugged. And she doesn't. Okay. But like, you see how they're just pelting and harassing the shit out of you? Like, once again, a permanent shield would mitigate a ton of damage. This is so much time of you spending running back to base. Like that's the point of opening early game regen. So when you get hurt or you get injured, that you're not forced to literally run back to your fucking base. Like, you want to stay in lane and maximize all your early game experience, and, like, you're not able to do that right now. You're just, like, wandering around, barely hitting a creep. Like, so far you're at 1 creep every 2 minutes, which is ridiculous. Like, you could have dark pacted that one, and one of them is an easy camp neutral too, isn't it? That's so bad. Like, you're actually getting, like, I don't mean this in, like, a negative way. I look at this game and you're like, I don't know how I could do better, and I'm like, I don't know how you could, like, inversely, I don't see how you could approach this much worse. Right there, you could have packed it off that silence too. Like that's probably one of the easiest spells in the game to dark pact, right? Like he casts it, you see the animation, all you have to do is hit Q, and you're no longer silenced. Because you can anticipate that silence coming for, what, is this like a 1.5 second, 2 second thing? After 3 seconds. Yeah, it takes 3 seconds for that silence to go through. You could I'm pretty sure you could start Dark Pact immediately when you see it. Delay for 1.5 seconds, then last for... Actually, don't know. 10 pulses. Okay, so it lasts about 2.5 seconds after you hit Q. So you wait 1 second, hit Q, and then you're not silenced. That's all you had to do. And you're even fighting, so there's like no reason not to do that. It's so odd. But like you're wasting such an... Like, this is like some of the worst laning. Like, I do a fair amount of these videos. This is probably some of the worst laning I've ever seen. Like, because you're not laning. You started with bad items, and now you're just running around the map, like, doing nothing and wasting shrines every so often. So we're 7 minutes in. You have 3 creeps, so you're at almost 2.5 minutes per last hit you get. That's incredibly low. One of the criticisms I was going to make just when I looked at it is that you died a fair amount. This was either a 4 or a 9 death game. I think you went 24 and 9 this game. One of the criticisms I was going to levy is I think you had like a 250 creeps in an hour and 10 minute game, which is really low. But considering this start, I'm actually impressed you got that high. I mean, the area where you're going to get most creeps in the game is going to be like probably your 12 to 20 minute mark. That's where you'll probably be farming the most and looking for looking for some kills with a Shadow Blade. But like you're pushed, like right now you push that back easily. Not like this is the amount of farm you should have had like 7 minutes ago in a bad lane. But like you did this all to yourself. Like that's what you have to keep in mind. Like you put yourself in this situation. This is all your fault. Like, you're still just wandering around. Like, choose... None of these lanes are particularly cancer. Like, I have no idea why you're just running around aimlessly. Like, look how low you are on the net worth board. You're second lowest. That's absurd. Okay, speed it up a little bit. We'll see what you do from here. You go back to the safe line. You go hide in a tree line for a bit. Go in the lane. We go for some creeps. We're at 11 creeps at 12 minutes. Nice. We got to 1 creep a minute. Like, I use this number of creeps per minute, and like, there's like a general. I guess I should step back and explain this. Oh, that's disease. In general, you want to aim for, like every game's different depending on how much fighting there is. This game doesn't have that much fighting. There's about a kill a minute. Like, it's an okay amount, but it's not really a whole lot. It varies from hero, but if you're playing a core, like any core regardless, you probably want to have at least 6 creeps a minute. Like Ursa being really fighty and not being a flash farmer, that hero you'd probably end up having like maybe 6-7 creeps a minute on in an average game. But if you're playing like an anti-mage, you'd probably want 12 average creeps a minute. That means that 30 minutes, anti-mage should have like 380 creeps or something like that, which is very reasonable doing that hero. Slark is on actually on the higher end of that spectrum. You can flash farm very fast with Dark Pact. That's like the main use of that ability. You spam Dark Pact when you go into the fog. You heal with Shadow Dance, and just by spamming Dark Pact, you can flash farm out like the whole jungle, push lanes very quickly, and put yourself in a position to get pickoffs by pushing their lanes. Like, that's how you want to play this hero. And you're not doing anything to work towards that. And, like, not having a shield makes it very hard to jungle. Like, we talked about damage mitigation earlier. It's especially true when you're jungling creeps. Like, when you're in lane, you can technically not take any creep damage just by never aggroing your lane and not pulling. Like, you can sit there and your creeps will tank for you while you're getting last hits. But when you're jungling, which is a huge way Slark gets a boost and, like, rolls into the mid game, like the 20-minute mark, it's by heavily utilizing the jungle, and you're like taking away your ability to do that by not even having a stout shield, because your level 1 dark pack does not heal you that quickly. Yeah, your level 1 dark pack doesn't heal you that quickly, so you're not going to necessarily negate all the damage you take from dark packing and jungling the camp as you move from camp to camp, and that's with a poor man shield, which is mitigating about 35% of the damage you're going to take each time you do a camp. So you're adding 35% more damage to the deficit that Shadow Dance already has trouble making up. Like, that's the issue you're running into. Or you would run into. Like what you're trying to do right now. Like, you see how much damage that camp did? Look, now you just end up... And you're against a Bloodseeker, which is actually even worse. I didn't even realize that right now. I wasn't even thinking about that counter. Bloodseeker makes it so when you get so low on your HP, you actually can't heal because he gets True Sight on you. So when you drop to like 20% HP there, your Shadow Dance can't kick in unless you use the ultimate. And that ultimate has to bring you above his True Sight threshold for you to actually finish healing. So you might be forced in a situation where you have to go back to base, which is terrible. Like, it's absolutely terrible. We got a DD. Like, look how much damage you're taking here. Like, let's go look at creep damage for a second. We'll go find another Centaur camp. This guy hits for 52. When your poor man shield gets a block off, which is 50% of the time against creeps, you're blocking over about 40% of his damage. So on average, you're going to mitigate 20% from him. But this guy, who only does 19 damage, you're going to bring his average damage he's doing down to about 9.5. So you're taking away almost all of, or 50% of his damage by having a poor man shield there. Actually, it's even more than 50 in that. But like, I could just shout at you about these numbers all I want, but like, you have to like realize these things for yourself too. So I've kind of beat that dead horse. And we could talk about movements, but like, these movements are so incredibly inefficient. From like the beginning, they're bad. Like, and it's 18 minutes and like you're level 8. Like, you're probably one of the lowest levels in the game right now, right? There it is. 8. Literally everyone on the enemy team is equal or higher than you in terms of level, and you in theory were your safe lane carry. Like, that's, and you went 3-1 at this point somehow. Yet still the enemy team is doing so much better than you in terms of like getting their experience. And like, that might be like, I'm not watching their perspective, I'm watching yours. Maybe they actually sat in their lanes and didn't wander. Like, you literally wandered around for like the first 10 minutes of this game. And like, I'm not opposed to lane change. Like, if you're in a really hard lane, it's totally fine to change lanes. But like, that's not what you did. You just started running around in circles. And like, if you want to tell me, I'll hear it out. But I don't think there's any reason you can give me why that was an intelligent move. You know, there's nothing that would make that an efficient play. Like, literally nothing. Because there's so many ways to, like, like, usually what I find myself doing in a lot of these videos when people have like hard lanes is I tell them how to win a difficult lane, because lower MMR players don't really know how to utilize creep aggro, or they're not cognizant of their positioning. But you're even like, you're below that point because like, you're not even sitting in your lane. Like, I don't know what to, like, like, the reason I'm harping on this is because of how bad it is. I hope you understand that. You don't have to go back to base right now. Like, you have your ult up. You don't need to go back. Okay, this is the reason a courier exists. You don't have to go back to base to finish your Echo Saber. You use the courier to deliver your Echo Saber. Was that directed camera? Oh, that was... I don't know, whatever that was. Why are you looking... I guess you just went AFK? Did you just sit in base and wait for a fucking tome to pop? Is that what this was? I don't get it. I can't tell if this is bugged right now or you're just staring at nothing. I think you're just AFK, right? How long were you gonna sit here for? Okay. That was kind of odd. So, in general, in most games you don't want that 10% lifesteal. And the reason for that is your ult gives you so much regen anyway, and 10% lifesteal isn't a whole lot, and since you're a bursty hero with your Echo Saber, you want to get that 15 damage. That 15 damage will help you creep more, it'll help you get some kills that you might have otherwise barely missed getting, and the 10% lifesteal is not going to matter once you hit level 12. It'll help a little bit when you're jungling. The only reason I'd say it might be okay in this game is because having that little bit of lifesteal might help you get back to a threshold where your ult will activate when there's a Bloodseeker in the game. So, I used to get it, but I think there's a much stronger argument for getting the 15 damage over the 10% lifesteal. Yeah. So we do here, like, we're not... Like, you don't want to... Like, I almost see you exclusively farming in the woods here, too. Like, jungling is incredibly inefficient now. You don't want to waste so much time jungling. Like, you could be pushing this... Like, you see multiple people top right now if you're paying attention to your minimap. And you're pushing... You're farming Ancients. That's like the one camp a Slark can't farm. Is Ancients. He's so dumb. I mean, congrats on getting that initial kill, but... You, shouldn't have died there because you shouldn't have been farming Ancients. Like, the thing is, like, right now you're level 12, right? You can say, like, oh, I killed their Bloodseeker. And how much, let's see how much gold we got for that. You killed a Bloodseeker, you got 375 gold. Awesome, right? Not awesome. You killed a Bloodseeker, and then you gave that gold pretty much right back to a PA. So that's kind of net equal in terms of, like... That's kind of net equal in terms of how it affected the game. The problem is... You have the highest farming potential in this game. Every minute you're off the map at this point in the game is potentially costing you probably 1,200 gold. Like, you could probably be farming... Well, maybe that might be a little high, but I'll say maybe 1,000 gold a minute. Like, if you're focusing on farming and getting to your Shadow Blade, you can easily be getting like 1,000 gold a minute by flash farming the jungle. So while you traded that kill, and you broke even in terms of the net worth effect on the map, in terms of your personal performance, those trades are like never worth it, because like assuming you're actually better than your MMR, then you should be using the map better than than the enemy, which means that has a much higher cost for you, because while you traded the kills, you also traded time, and you traded, let's just say, I think that's a 35-second respawn. I don't even know. It's like 12 times 5 or whatever, or 4. About 50-second respawn, actually. Yeah, so you just traded like a 50-second respawn, which will round into 1 minute for equal kills. And that sucks, because like I said, you should be utilizing the map better than the enemy, assuming you're better than the enemy, so the cost for making that trade was much higher for you and your team than it was for them. I hope I made that point kind of clear. The general gist of it is that you don't want to ever die. Like, the biggest thing you'll see good players do when they're in lower MMR games, or even games in general, is like you mitigate the amount of times you die and the amount of time you're wasting. Also, Iron Talon's very useful for jungling. Like, since you use Dark Pact that nukes down camps really hard, when you go to a hard camp, they're going to have one creep that has like 1,000 HP and 2 other ones that have like around 300-400 HP. So Dark Pact gets the other creeps basically within 1 hit. So Iron Talon takes a huge chunk away from the big creep in the camp once you kill that camp quicker. But like I'm saying these things, but at the same note, like, you have so many other things you need to work on that's like barely relevant. You could have probably packed it down mid. Wind Ranger's not really that much of a threat to you. Also, fuck. Why do I keep saying Wind Ranger? It's an enchant. No, you what? I guess it was an enchantress I was looking at. What just happened? Like, this is another early game death. You jumped on a PA. Yeah, you jumped on the PA and got your shit kicked in. Because she's super leveled, has some damage behind her. And it's really hard for you to get hits off because she has blur. You don't really want to go after that until you at least have... Yeah, if you had your Shadow Blade, you might actually win that. Because your Shadow Blade first hit can't miss. So that does like 10% or like 20% of her HP. Oh wait, no, I think it's 10%. Yeah, she's got the HP talent, I think. No, she doesn't. She just has many levels on you. Like, you can't... Okay, your Rax is being pushed. You don't farm the woods. It's not... Like, I would scream at someone if I saw them flash farming woods while my Rax is getting pushed. You want to... First of all, lane creeps are so much better. And if you know the whole enemy team's sitting at your bottom Rax, all you had to do was push the wave in. And maybe you could have traded a tier 1 tower. Just die again. God damn it. You had your ult up. Why did you need to die here? Like, as soon as silence is going off, I ult there. I think you were still silenced when he walked up to you, right? But, like, you even walked towards him. Like, if you didn't want to waste your ult there, you see him, and you should just walk to your right. Like, you go past that tombstone. He has to walk into a tombstone to try and kill you. Maybe he still does because you didn't see that coming. But like, what are you gonna do? Like, could you even have pacted that silence? Like, I think you might have been able to. Let's find out. No, you couldn't have pacted the silence. Could have probably ulted the silence though. But like, I won't even necessarily hold that against you because. I mean, are you going to predict a Necrophos just casually walking up and ult-digging you? Maybe not. But you walked towards them. You made his life easier. Like, if you even just stood still, he probably would have had to walk into Tombstone, and then maybe your Undying and whoever else was there could have ran him down and gotten a return kill. But you walked towards him, gave him an easy kill, and he just casually walks away. Ugh. And, like, here's the thing. Like, when you're playing lower skill games, like, the game is basically never over. Like, you got Mega... Or, sorry, not Mega. You got Super Creeped in one lane. And you're like, GG, and fast. It's like, dude, you got a Medusa. Actually, Medusa against Sniper is kind of awkward. Usually Medusa dominates late game. That's one of the heroes she sucks against. You have an ET, who... ET's actually really good against their lineup. They have 3 Agi carries. Sniper, PA, and Bloodseeker are all agility carries. Meaning all the armor they get from agility they lose because that's what Elder Titan does. And no BKB or anything's going to help them out with that. Only getting an AC of lads can bring them to... Alright. To bring them to 10 armor each. Or 9, actually. But they have to realize that and adjust for it. And, like, you're in such a low skill game that like, I really doubt anyone's going to even notice that. And, like, take action to... deal with Elder Titan aura, and it's just realistically I don't think it's gonna happen. But like, your game's so far from over, as you know, because it lasts another 38 minutes. But like, even having that piss poor attitude, like I might get mad at you, I might yell at people, but I rarely say, oh, this game's over, we're fucked now. I rarely say that. You should be getting a Silver Edge now. You don't have it queued up. You could have bought an Ultimate Orb there. Cool. You can go flash farm and start pushing top. That's where you should make your way over to. Once again, you're attacking Ancients, which you shouldn't be. Ancients take you... The thing is, Ancients, while they get you like a fair amount of... Cool, we do get a Silver Edge. While Ancients take a fair amount of gold for you to actually... They take a lot of time for you to kill, and it's time wasted that you could spend farming other camps and pushing a wave out. An Ancient camp's not going to get you more than one whole creep wave. It probably gives you about the same amount as like a creep wave with like 5 melees. Because Ancients, that camp probably gave you about 200 gold, and that's how much a creep wave is going to give you. So there's not really a difference. This is great. See, like you're actually moving almost kind of well. Except you keep going to the jungle. Like you keep doing this where you're farming the woods instead of a lane. It's like a really annoying thing people do. But like you see, like the enemy team is so dumb right now. It's so easy for you to catch these people out. Let's see. I don't know why I keep thinking you're against a Wind Ranger. Your Silver Edge is good enough. You could get the Scotty. I would actually get the Butterfly and focus on surviving in that way. Problem is more HP, like, you're only getting 50% the effective HP when you're against, like, a Necrophos, because he basically needs to get you to half, and then Necrophos ults you, right? So when you get an item that increases your HP by 800, you're not actually increasing your effective HP by 800, because when you get to half and you get ulted, you're going to die anyway. Now, is he the only person who's going to kill you? No, but he's going to be the big reason that you do die in fights. So what I would do is I would just get a Butterfly, and then I would hope that I can kill a Bloodseeker and a PA and the Sniper even faster, and that'll also help you push a lot more. Because one of your weaknesses is that you actually have low armor. Like, the reason you have armor right now is because you're getting 36 agi, but that's 4 or 5 armor. It's a little over 5 armor that you're getting from that. Without that, your armor is actually fairly low, to where this bitch with the Deso removes over half your armor. When you get a B-Fly, you're going to add 4 armor, you're going to add evasion, you're going to add attack speed, which Slark loves attack speed. He loves attack speed because it's synergized with Essence Shift, where attack speed leads to more attack speed, more armor, more damage. It's really great for him. So even just getting like a Moon Shard increases the amount of damage you're going to get because it's increasing the Essence Shift you're putting out. And like you could turn a fight 1 with like 35 Essence Shifts into a rack so easily on Slark. Because it's not hard for Slark to work up. In a 1 fight where like you team wipe someone and he's alive in the whole fight, it is not hard for that guy to get up like 30, 40 Essence Shift stacks. And then when you have that, that's 120 bonus damage that you're getting to just walk down mid and wreck a tower. So while Scotty's not necessarily wrong, it's not an item I'd get in a game like this because I wouldn't view it as like game winning. So I think the biggest thing that's going to kill you is getting Necro ulted, and I don't think it's amazing. And I don't think it's going to really matter as much as putting out more damage in as fast a period of time as possible. Silver Edge was a really great pickup, though. I'm happy you did that. I see a lot of players who don't get... They like sit in a Shadow Blade when it's like the perfect Silver Edge game. Right now, you could probably solo Roche if you wanted to. It's a little iffy, but you probably could. And once again, like right now, you're wandering around aimlessly. There's 2 of their heroes dead. Namely, the biggest threats to you are dead right now. And you could have pushed a lane. You could have pushed mid, and you could have chipped on their tower. And like honestly, like here's how that works. If you go mid, you chip, and they like overcommit and they dive on you. Like you have 20 stacks in. You got an extra 50 damage sitting on you. Good amount of armor. You have a lot going for you right now. Where if they go on you, like we said, they don't have the Necrophos, they don't have a Bloodseeker. Those are 2 things that can really hurt you in a fight. You should be so happy to fight against this underfarmed PA who doesn't have like the best damage items, nor does she really have any defensive items. This Sniper who's pretty underfarmed too. He can't Hurricane Pike. When you leash him, he can't Hurricane Pike out of that. He's just fucking dead. If you leash any of these people and you jump them with your Silver Edge, they're dead. Every single one of them is dead. Necrophos could be a problem because he's got Ghost Shroud, but these 2 are dead. And like honestly, if you manage to take this fight while these 2 are dead, you kill the PA and the Sniper or something, like congrats, you just took a lane of racks. But like you just keep going back to farming the woods, which is like an inefficient use of your time. Like a horribly inefficient use of your time, in fact. I'm actually going to tell Dota or Open Dota to parse this game. Open Dota. Start match. Oops. I want to actually see the breakdown of what creeps you have. Farm. Half your creeps were just from neutrals, which means you weren't pushing lane enough. Like, you're going to have, like, a lot of neutrals as a Slark to begin with, but, like, let's pull up the chart, actually. I think it'll show up over here. Gotta fix that. So let's look at this. This PA ends up with, or sorry, the Medusa ends up with 565 creeps and only 53 neutrals. Per farm, not only does she have over twice as many creeps as you, but she has half the neutrals you do. So even if she had the same number of creeps as you, but maintained these ratios, her net worth would still probably be just on creeping, like 15% higher than you. We can look at this. This is last hits over like time at each minute marker. 17, 33, 18, 22, 22. Like, these are all really low. And where do you sit? Probably close to the bottom. 11. Out of all the heroes in the game, you're the second lowest in terms of last hits at 10 minutes. Which is just, like, it befuddles the mind. It should not be possible. Like, this is such a subpar performance from, like, you as a core, that and you linked it as one of your games where you think you did really good, and the only reason you did good was because you had lots of kills, right? Was it that PA ever even, did that Wind Ranger even ever come back? Just sell off her shit. Looks like she eventually came back. Yeah, just should disconnect it in the game. So we'll go back to it, but like, if you look at those benchmarks, you're failing by so many metrics. Now you have 31 agi stacks. You should be able to walk up and take this Rax here very easily. You're sitting there shadow bladed, like you don't want to take an objective. Like, you're what does damage here. Like, I'm happy you got that kill, but you could have attacked this tower and gotten that damage too. You should get this one set and just back up. It kind of sucks. Maybe you could go for some tier 4 damage. Maybe take the shrine out or something, get a little more gold. The only reason you really want to kill the buildings is because it makes your creeps push into this lane a little harder, and it can get you a little gold. The problem is they have 2 tier 2s up, so you can't actually go any further unless you want to end the game. And you should look at this and say, trying to end the game is probably going to be a throw, so I probably shouldn't do that. But yeah, like, you wasted so much time here. Like, they're all basically down, and you wandered around here shadow bladed when you should have been attacking this Rax. Because, like, if you were attacking that from the beginning, like, look how much bonus damage you have. You have 105 agility. That's 105 more damage that you're getting right now. An enormous amount of armor and a huge amount of attack speed. That's like almost a moon shard of attack speed that you were just sitting around shadow bladed over here. Like, if those respawn timers were closer, like, you just squandered your ability to take a barracks. You didn't pack that. I don't know why. You abandoned your team, I think. Yeah, she's a fucking idiot. Her items are actually really good. Maybe Scotty instead of Lincoln's is the only thing I would say. I don't know why she didn't TP out. They couldn't have stopped her from TPing out. Where are you? You abandoned your team. Like, this actually could have been a game-ending fight if you were there. So, like, what are you doing while your team is being... Like, I'm not going to say your team's not being retarded here, because they should have been back. There's nothing for her to get bottom. What does she do? Did she just like, oh, let's go for gold. Let's go to our next Rax. I don't know. She's just in the middle of a fight. And then just runs the derpiest way in the world. Activate your B-Fly. Travel out. So many things she could do right now. Like, this whole time, like, if you were here for this fight, like, you just wipe up, get 3 kills, turn this into another set of Rax. You're not here right now, you're not doing anything. When you left with your 35 agi stacks, you could have Roshan, you chose to kill the shrine. Like, personally, I think your play was better here, but when in Rome, right, like, you abandoned your team wasn't leaving. If you stuck around here, you farmed out these 2 camps, maybe killed this one, or ran over to here first, maybe even killed, I know I talk shit about killing Ancients, but just because you're in the area, maybe kill the Ancients, kill those 2 camps, stay near your team. Because if they try and jump that Medusa, they blow their load on that Medusa, you come in with your Shadow Blade and your 30 Essence Shift stacks, congrats, you just fucking team wipe them. Because they have nothing to deal with you. Like, once they use the Necro ult, like, there's almost nothing they can do to you. And when Rupture's already down, like, now you get to move freely through fights without worrying about that. And they ruptured a Medusa, who stands still all the time anyway. Oh wait, no, they ruptured this Undying, who chose to run to his death. But, like, yeah, you finally go up here, you're not going to push a lane, but, like, fuck. Like, you lost, like, your movement here was just bad. They still, like, look, they still won that fight, too. That's amazing. They won that fight, and if you were there, like, they would have dominated that fight. You probably wouldn't even have 2 dead right now, and then you win the game. You're... Fuck that, dude. Go... Dude, I would just Shadow Blade up to that guy, pounce him, and kill him. You just long route. Like, your Shadow Blade's not going to last that long. You could just sat in front of the tower. You could run up and just pounce him. Like, if you run up and you pounce that guy and he doesn't get his Hurricane Pike off, he's dead. There's nothing you can do about it. I like the Moonshard pickup. Like, your Medusa already has a Butterfly. So if you don't want to stack evasion, the Moonshard's definitely a viable option. So I do kind of like that. Like, your itemization is pretty good this game. I don't say that a lot. Like, there's a lot of people screw up basic itemization. They don't finish their Silver Edge. They don't get a Moonshard or a BKB. A BKB could... the only reason you'd want a BKB in this game is to break his silence, or with the Necrophos to make it so he can't ult you. Oh, you just didn't group with your team and then they died now? So you got the DD, so you can probably get this kill. Yeah, you should be able to get this Roshan pretty easily. Oh, you're going to consume your Moonshard here, aren't you? That's unfortunate. I don't think that's worth it. So, fuck that dude. Yeah, exactly. I thought you were about to push down for it. Ah, no, it's so bad. That's so bad. That's so bad. Like, give the gem to someone else. Throw it on the ground. You just took away, like, half the attack speed of the Moonshard when you're, like, 2-slotted right now, man. You just mitigated, like, 3k net worth. No, it's like 2k. I don't know why I said 3. Like, you were chilling up there, and you just lost 2,000 net worth by eating that Moonshard because you wanted to hold a gem. What do you need a fucking gem for? They don't even have Shadow Blades, do they? Does this guy have a Shadow Blade? Who cares? A Bloodseeker has a Shadow Blade. Fuck that dude. He's useless. That guy's just Essence Shift stacks for you now. He's a trash can. Yeah, that wasn't worth it. Because, like, you had options. I would have put down my boots. I would have picked up the Aegis, maybe put down my Echo Saber, put it in my backpack temporarily. This is an okay pickup, too. Yeah, I would have put the Aegis in my backpack temporarily. Or, sorry, not the Aegis. My boots. Put down my Aegis, and then took my boots back or something. Does he put down my Aegis? I mean the gem. Basically, you shouldn't be carrying the gem is what I'm getting at here. And, like, you could take the gem back after you lose Aegis. Like, I'm cool with that. Yeah, see, look. This guy fucking food every time he shows. But, like, this, here's the thing. Like, you can look at this like, I'm doing so well. But, like, these guys are literally just fucking up. And, like, you're winning the game because they're fucking up. That's an okay way to win a game. Winning a game is winning a game. How do you guys lose this? Am I wrong? Do you not lose this? No, you lose this. I guess you blow your buy. You probably do something stupid. Blow your buyback. Like, this game should be over right now. You need an ult. That was stupid. You guys swap. You respawn and you swap your Vanguard in, buddy. Yeah, you just stupidly died without buyback. Like, let's look at how dumb this went down. So you're low here. I'm fine with you. Like, you'll get all this HP back in, like, seconds. Like, you just go to low ground for a second, get your HP, or dip into the tree line real quick, get your HP back. Because, like, you're in a burst threshold right now. Like, this PA with her shitty Deso and her shitty Daedalus, which she shouldn't have. That is so fucking bad. I can't even... Words can't describe how shitty that is. If that was an Abyssal Blade, or a Bloodthorn, or an MKB, man, that'd be cool. Nope, double down on your fucking crit, like an idiot. But, like, you just sat here at half HP, functionally wasted your Aegis after wasting your Moonshard. You die here, you don't even swap your Vanguard in. Like, you should always try and swap a backpack item. See, like, she just crit you. Like, if you could have had 1,500 more HP than that. You could have taken that crit, not given a fuck. But instead you tried Shadow... Do they have detection? Is that what happened here? I think they must have detection because they're able to see you here. Why does an Enchantress have a Desolator? That's the real question. I don't know how they could see you there. I'm really confused to how they saw you there. Still, oh, Bloodseeker. That's how they saw you. They got you on Bloodseeker threshold. There we go. That's the trick. Yeah, you just lost the game for your team right there by playing that poorly. You wasted an Aegis Fed and just fucked up everything. Like, that's 100% on you. This rack should have been dead and you should have gotten 2 kills there. But because you let yourself get to a threshold, got greedy with your ult, and wasted your Silver Edge before you respawned, you died. Like, if you didn't do... Like, you literally had to just not do one of those things. Like, I would look at that kill like... Alright, Enchantress, it's me and you. Come from the PA perspective. We have, between us, 0 stuns, for I did not buy a Basher. I chose to get my old dataless PA. Well, if I somehow crit this guy, he does not... if I crit this guy, which his crit's not even going to kill you at that point. If I get my real crit, not even my dataless crit, on this guy, I can get him pretty low, and then if we somehow get him to waste his Shadow Blade in Threshold and not use his ult, then maybe we can kill him? Like, there's so many things that rely on you fucking up on multiple steps across the way that you did. Like, if you think you didn't lose the game for your team there, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I was like I even analyzed the situation. Like, I have no idea how you lose this game unless you do exactly what you did, which you did. I'm still mad you consumed this Moonshard. It was really dumb. When did you get Mega here? When the fuck did I miss that? That's the real question. I don't remember that happening. I could have sworn you were 2 down. Take the Aegis. Like, what happens? Yeah, okay. So yeah, that was your fault. Like, I didn't actually think you'd lose off of that, but you did. And like, there's no way you can look at this and not think, man, I fucked up. You're like, oh, my team was so heavy. It's like, no, you misplayed at so many points in this game that even though the enemy team tried feeding you all the essence shifts you could fucking eat and just dying randomly, like, you still managed to fuck up and lose it. Like, there was almost 0 reason you should have lost this game. Like, that's what I want to stress to you. There's almost 0 reason you should have lost this game. There's so many fucking points where you could have won, and like between your own like misplays, you lost the game. All right, well, I don't like you got Mega here. I don't really care. Oh, no, we'll see where this goes. I'm curious. Watch the Medusa do the old 3v1. She's fucking smoking it. Like, and here's the thing, you don't save for buyback in late game. Noobs? Dude. Like, that's one of the issues I have with, like, a lot of people. Like, a lot of people have a real issue, like, assessing their fault in a game. Like, where they fucked up. Like, the thing is, you should always be able to look at a game and think, like, man, I sure didn't play this perfectly. There's definitely things I could have done differently. And you're throwing out noobs at people. When your Medusa is just putting your team on her fucking back right now. Like, you might have more kills. She's got way more teamfight contribution, less deaths, and more farm. Like, this Medusa's actually playing, like, out of her fucking mind in regards to her MMR, right? Like, she's doing so much better than you. And you're, like, throwing out insults at people. Like, this wasn't all your fucking fault. I don't know. I guess she overcommitted there, but I'd say that's because she got Mega'd. I don't know why she was sitting down here, but... I mean, like the sad part is you could still win this game. Medusa does pretty well against Megas. She should have a Rapier queued up. Oh, she won access to a Rapier. That's the no-commit victory. If she had a Rapier there, life became good. Does this guy even have an MKB? Sniper's working on an MKB.
videos to see. Like, whatever. Like, the thing is, you could still get your pickoffs. You can still wreck this PA, who now bought a Shadow Blade, because she's fucking brain dead. You could definitely still wreck the Sniper. Oh, she's got a Shadow Blade, too. Did they Shadow Blade gaming their way to victory? Because, like, honestly, that's what they can do to combat you, right? All they have to do is Shadow Blade away from you when you jump them. Like, you just get countered by evasion and stupidity. So, like, I want to stress, you lost the game with this shit up here. Like, imagine if you didn't play this like a retard, got this set of racks. Like, right now, this game would be even, because your Medusa would have taken bottom. But, alright, we're going to end this here. There's not much more for us to see. Your laning was, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but it was like the worst laning I've ever seen in like 100 of these videos. So you say, like, I'm so much better than my MMR and blah 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 blah. Like, I can tell you this Medusa did way better than you throughout this whole game. And that you actually threw the game even after being handed, like, they handed you the comeback, right? They handed it to you and you just threw it away. By not regenning here, or by not doing anything correctly there. You tried being greedy, so you Shadow Blade instead of ulting away. You could have ulted and Shadow Blade just to play it safe, but instead you, like, wasted one. Just everything. Just literally everything. Except for some of your kills early on, I think those were okay. Or sorry, your kills past like 30 minutes. Like, you do have to be in a certain position to find those kills. They had themselves out of position, but if you're not there to kill them, then they're not going to die, right? Poor Dusa. So slow. It's doing her fucking best. But, like, where were you in this, actually? You're just pushing this wave. Like, what the fuck is this? Your Medusa's here, going to fucking war, and his Slark is just pushing top lane. Like, you don't have to push top lane to kill top ranks. All you do is come here, like... Okay, this is the last thing we're going to look at, and then I'm ending this. Let's look who's alive. They have an Enchantress and a Necrophos, whose combined net worth is less than your Medusa. And you and the Medusa are the highest net worth in the game. The functional value of this battle is 65,000 to about 30,000. And Slark and Medusa are way fucking better late game heroes than Enchantress and Necrophos. You would fucking rape them. There's no reason, if you were just standing here, that this would not go extraordinarily in your favor. Like, beyond extraordinarily in your favor. Amazingly in your favor. If you just came mid with your Medusa right now, at any point in the last 30 seconds, you win this game. Like, look at this effective net worth. It's these two dudes, their two lowest net worths, against the two highest net worths in the game, who have an outrageous advantage on their course. Like, your combined net worth is over double their bottom two net worths combined, or still higher than their three highest net worths combined. Like, you have an outrageous net worth advantage, and your heroes are really good against theirs. But, like, just terrible movement lost you the game again. Like, I thought you threw it here, but you're throwing it now. Like, you just had the Mega Creeps comeback. You could have been the comeback kid, but you aren't. This Medusa, if she had balls, just fucking buy out the rapier right now. Be a man. Like, right now she's just getting kited by Necrophos' stupid Ghost Shroud, by getting slowed by this doorknob. Oh man, you're disappointing, man. This is like at least your third throw of the game. Alright, I'm not watching more. I assume this just gets worse over the next 15 minutes. And we've watched 1,000,001. There's like, I've watched better players do worse things and stopped watching earlier. But like, I feel like we accomplished a lot. Like, we saw the laning phase was so bad, and I told you how to fix that, but we saw like late game decision making and like battle sense and like everything that you did wrong in this game. Like, when I look at this shit, I'm like, well, his build's stupid, but whatever. Like, when I look at people's accomplishments in this game, like, I wouldn't hesitate to say that you're probably on the worst half of the players in this game right now. Medusa's definitely better than you. The Undying's fucking retarded. You're probably better than him, but the Medusa's way better than you. I think it's a support Wind Ranger, right? I think that's a support Wind Ranger. Maybe it's an offlane Wind Ranger. Yeah, she got some net worth. You know, I don't know, she's bottoming out. I don't know. She's probably not very good. The thing is, like, I don't want to say, like, what these players did bad was play against a Slark pretty much, and then not respect that they're playing against a Slark and got picked out. Honestly, if all of them just purchased Shadow Blades, which is fucking stupid on PA. If all of them just purchased Shadow Blades earlier on, like, you don't get your kills, and then you don't get to this point. Or if they just stayed grouped up. That's all they had to do, one of those two things. So I don't know if I want to attribute that to you when it's just these guys not knowing how to play against Slark. Because, like, Slark is cancer at like, your MR. Because it requires, like, a focused effort to, like, shut down and kill in fights. And people don't have coordination. But you're definitely not even the best on your team. Medusa's way better. The thing is, the Elder Titan has, like... I mean, I haven't specifically watched any of their play, right? But the Elder Titan has, like, a tough time, like, surviving. I think his itemization was actually really good. All things considered. No GPM talent, huh? That's unfortunate. Like, Lotus Orb, Lotus Orb's okay. I think if you had a Glimmer... I don't think the Lotus Orb's that great. The Solar Crest is amazing. Because it can keep you guys alive, because none of them have MKBs, as we talked about. And keep you and this Medusa alive when you're man-fighting PA. It provides pseudo-true strike on a PA. Like, I think his itemization's pretty good. The Undying doesn't have an Axe. He's fucking retarded. He's probably the worst player in this game. With the minimal I've watched, just from watching him Tombstone the Creep Wave, level 1, I'm going to say that he was the worst player in this game. Wind Ranger's items are okay. Like, if she built that utility just to try and save you, I think she should be using her Lincolns on the Medusa or you. Probably would be a better use of her time. And a Blink Dagger would have served her really well, but whatever. But yeah, like, I want to stress, like, you look at this as one of your better games, and I look at this as, even in one of your best games, you're not even close to the best player in this game. And this loss is literally on your head. Like, if you look at this game in any other way, I'm telling you, you're wrong. But we beat the dead horse. We're going to stop the recording, and I hope you find it helpful. If you want to take these things in, if you want to send me a message or whatever and try and learn in the future, I'm more than willing to look at your future games. I'll do it for anyone who asks. I don't mind. But yeah, feel free to shout out. Hope you found the video helpful, and that I wasn't too much of a dick.